Every used car has a story. At Windsor Certified, all ours have a happy ending. Buy used with confidence. Windsor, drive happy.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to Ollie Campbell Park. We're here for this AIL Women's Division 1 game. Old Belvedere hosting Cooke today. Cooke have made the journey down. Belvedere will be playing, as you can see, in the white solid shirts today. And there's the Belvo warm-up, and the referee has blown his whistle. Bring the players to the line. Cooke currently 8th in the first division, and Belvedere find themselves back in 4th. Belvedere's season really has been up and down. 3 losses at the start, followed by 7 wins on the bounce. And then they lost a game, and then they won their previous game. Cooke also won their last game, which broke a run of 8 losses. And they started their season with a loss and a win. So 2 wins for Cooke so far this season, 8 for Belvedere. And we'll see how this game progresses. Referee blows his whistle. And the drop kick just making the 10 metres. And we're on our way. Referee deciding that that was a knock-on at the start. And what a great start for Belvedere that is. Unfortunate for the Cooke players, but absolutely spot on as far as Belvedere are concerned. Good attacking position inside the 10-metre line. Lovely day here today at Ollie Campbell Park. We've had a bit of rain earlier on and we've had a bit of coldness. It is still February. Jay Gaffney it is, putting the ball in. Good solid scrum from Belvedere, and they're making yards already. And that's exactly the sight you want from the first scrum of the day. The referee's arm has gone out. There is a penalty coming here. It's Mulcahy at the back of the scrum, controlling things beautifully. Oh, it just gets out of a grasp. But the referee has no hesitation in saying no advantage and immediately awarding the penalty to Belvedere. Well, that's a fabulous first scrum for them. And it shows that they do have a bit of power up front. And in fact, as a demonstration of that power, Belvedere have opted for another scrum again. Cooke defence lined up along the 22. Emma Kelly it is, standing it out half. And it looks like it's going to be a training ground ploy from Belvedere here now. That is, of course, if the forwards do allow it. And it does, it comes out. Gaffney across to Kelly. Cross into midfield. Burn White gives the pass. And straight away, Belvedere are in for the first try. Just 2 minutes gone. And Belvedere crossed the whitewash for the first time today. That's 5-0. And a fabulous start as far as Belvedere are concerned. Good early points on the board, and it all came from the kickoff. The original knock-on from the Cooke player. And then Belvedere, well, they got a penalty at the first scrum. The second scrum, the ball came out, went across the back line, and Elise O'Byrne-White made a super break. It may have actually been Emma Tilley. As the kick is up, and the kick is good. 7-0 to Belvedere after just 3 minutes play. Looks like this fixture starting in daylight, and isn't it so good that there's a bit of a stretch in the evenings now? No longer dark at 4 o'clock. Here we are at past 5 o'clock. And although the lights are on, there is still a good bit of daylight out there. First opportunity for Cooke to visit the Belvedere half with this kickoff. It'll be Amanda Morton to get the game restarted. Not cleanly taken, but the referee said it went backwards. Now Belvedere. Oh, the referee's outstretched hand, just catching one of the Belvedere players. The chase is the important thing here. And the referee deciding no advantage, and he'll come back for what he had his arm outstretched for earlier on. Knock on. Must have been an offside call from our ref. Well, Emma Kelly, not the greatest kick, but it does the important thing, which is to find touch on the halfway line, and Belvedere will have to put in to that line out. Leslie Ring, an integral part of the Belvedere line-out, and she's the one who goes up, drops it back down to Gaffney, across to Kelly, it goes into the midfield. Rutley it is, Anya Rutley, providing the good quick ball that again goes across the back line. Vanessa Holland taking on players, beating 2 of 3, sets up, beautifully taken back up by the pack. Katie Lade making good ground, but it's been stolen. Cooke will be delighted with that. Ball in their hands. Referee has his arm out as well. It's a big drive up the middle. Still advantage to Cooke. Cooke looking to make some ground down the far side. Lovely arcing run, getting her outside the 2 centres from the Cooke player. The ball is set there. There's indecision at the base of the scrum. And the referee deciding that there was an offside there, and it gives Cooke an opportunity now to put the ball down the line. After the first 2 scrums, you can't see Cooke opting to take a scrum here. And they'll look for the line out deep inside the Belvedere 22. Well, that's a good kick, not too far away from that 22, and Cooke will have the push into this line out. Looking for a ball now. It certainly makes the game a lot easier if you have one. Ring gets up and gets a hand in there, and it comes back on the Belvedere side, and the Cooke defence has to flood up now as Belvedere run hard at the edges of the maul, and again it's the forwards taking it up. Katie Lade again providing excellent ball, goes across the back line, and there could be some space here. Oh, Lisa O'Byrne-White, a thumping tackle. The Belvedere play has come up to the halfway line, and a no-look pass enables Orlis McAuliffe to make some ground. And again, Belvedere make the break into open field. Just one to beat. And the ball is played down, but then knocked on. And the referee, he spotted that knock on. However, he was playing advantage. And he will come back. You see Paige Smith just taking her place in the Cooke defence. And the referee just explaining to the Cooke captain, I suspect, exactly the reason behind that decision. The call has gone out. Emma Kelly comes forward. The referee does explain that indeed it was offside. And Kelly finds the safety of touch right on the 22, and it will be a Belvedere throw. Well, we had a try in the first 2 minutes, and since then it's been a little bit scrappy. Conditions here not easy at Ollie Campbell Park today. There was a bit of rain earlier on. There'll be a bit of greasy surface, and the ball may not be the easiest to hang on to at the moment. But these girls, well, they're making it look easier. Ring again with the clean take. The forwards, back row forwards, getting involved in the back line, thumping the ball up, pulling in defenders. And now it goes across the back line, and there's an overlap here on the end. And just dragged into touch, metres from the line. Excellent work from the Cooke defence, keeping Belvedere at bay for one more attack. It looked for all money that they had an overlap and could scoot in at the corner, but the Cooke defence came across and shut that door. Difficult one for Cooke, right on their own line. Hannah Rapley, it is taking it into midfield. Passes it on. Mulcahy driving, being driven by the forwards, gets to ground. Gaffney's there to pick up. Is snared at the same time and stripped, and it's a knock on. Well played that by Stacey Sloan. Absolutely superb job just to strip the ball from the Belvedere player and force that knock on. Oh my goodness, Cooke needed that. But now they have difficulties of their own. We've seen in the first two scrums that Belvedere definitely have the power. And we'll see how Cooke do now when it will only be 7 pushing and 1 hooking. Cooke having to do a lot of defensive work here at the moment. Front rows preparing to go down, waiting for the word from the referee. Megan Edwards here on the left-hand side. Well, she's already scored 15 tries so far this season in the AIL League. Not a bad return from 12 games. Players making sure their studs are clear of the clogging mud. Rapley, O'Mahony and Lade looking to put an awful lot of pressure on Garland, Simpson and Craig in the front row for Cooke. It's been a successful area in these first 12 minutes for Belvedere. Amanda Morton waiting for the clearing kick. And again, that Belvedere scrum doing superb work. The ball comes back on the Belvedere side. Bit of crossing there, and unfortunately that brings an end to that attack for Belvedere. They've done all the hard work, but O'Byrne White just involved in a bit of crossing, and that does give Cooke a chance to clear their line. And that chance will be entirely welcome, and it gets them outside the 22. For those of you who aren't watching the Six Nations, if you don't want to know the current score, turn away now. I'll tell you that neither England nor France have managed to cross the points threshold yet. And again, Ring gets up, and again the ball comes down on the Belvedere side. Vic O'Mahony dragging most of the Cooke pack with her, making good ground. And Mulcahy now takes the next one up. Bit of a slip, but a good tackle. Loose pass, but it ends up in the back hands. Shipped across. Vanessa Holland making good ground before being taken to ground. And Belvedere, well, they just keep going and keep going and keep going. They're making yards on every single possession. Captain Ring taking the ball into contact, presenting it back. And Gaffney to look again. And O'Mahony with the wide pass. O'Byrne White out to the wing. And Edwards, well, slippery character. She goes through and around 4 defenders and gets to touch the ball down for her second try, 16th try of the season. And more points onto the board for Belvedere. 12-0 with this conversion to come. .15 minutes gone then. Belvedere with a second kick. Well, this one not quite having the distance. And the score remains, Belvedere 12, Cooke yet to score. Still in the first quarter of this game, and Belvedere with their second try to their name. Two balls on the pitch. Oh, it's a difficult enough game with one ball on the pitch. Oh. Amanda Morton again, looking to get the play underway. And she does that. It's a shovel drop kick, but it's well taken and runs straight back at Cooke. The call, if it was, took the ball and made a good 15 metres. And again, the forwards driving, and each time they're having success there. Mulcahy. Quick roll across the back line. One side step. Audio Rotley takes it on, makes it available before going to ground. Emma Kelly then, and again pass out of the tackle. And it's out to the right wing. And Kate Balance it is, in for the third try. And that was just a little bit too quick and a little bit too easy for Belvedere. Third try inside 7 to 18 minutes. And Belvedere very much looking like they're going to pick up a bonus point here. Well, Celtic Challenge has stripped Belvedere of 11 players for this game. It doesn't seem to be making too much of a difference at the moment. These sides met twice in 2024, back in March, just before Paddy's Day. Belvedere travelled to Cooke and scored 67 points as Cooke scored 1 try. And then back in November, when it was a bit cooler, shall we say, Belvedere again travelled to Shawsbridge and came away with a half-century of points and didn't concede a single one. As I say, Cooke coming off a victory themselves. They won their last game. And that would have instilled some confidence in the side. Celtic Challenge is proving to be quite a drain on quite a few clubs whilst the league campaign continues. Well, there's a cheer in the bar which suggests that France have crossed the whitewash in the Six Nations. But here at Ollie Campbell Park, Belvedere celebrating their own as they forced Cooke into touch. Vic O'Mahony it is who will have responsibility for putting the ball into the line out. There's all the TVs in the bar. Well, they tuned into the Six Nations. It's a scrappy line out for Belvedere, but they're doing their best to recover the ball. The referee seems to think there was a high tackle in there. Playing advantage at the moment. As Mulcahy drives again, and again it's making yards on yards of territory just by herself. Ball goes across the back line again. O'Byrne White continues to go, sidestepped a few, and carried another couple. Kelly it is, the out half, going down the blind side. Gaffney brings it back to the open side. Captain Leslie Ring driving forwards again. Ball comes back on the Belvedere side. Kelly goes a bit wider. Vic O'Mahony, lovely plucked out of the air by Mulcahy. A busy player today. Belvedere a bit tentative going into that breakdown until Vanessa Hullen picks it up and decides to run across into the midfield. But the referee decides there's an infringement there. He calls offside, and not releasing is the call. And again, it gives Cooke the chance to clear their lines and perhaps a little bit of respite. Nice kick from Morton, safely makes touch and brings Cooke up to their own 10-metre line. Megan Simpson with the throw into the shortened line out. Just 4 in the line, they throw to the front. Straight or not is another decision. The officials happy enough on this occasion. And Cooke now doing their best to drive. A loose pass though sends them back 10 metres. They have to start again. One at a time, it seems to be. Much better from Cooke on this occasion. Bit of support there. Phase 4, and they break through the defence. And it takes Emma Tilley with a fine pass to force the knock on. And then guess who does the tidying up again? Mulcahy has been absolutely everywhere. Lotley making good ground. Well left. Vic O'Mahony picks up, drives on. Wow. That was certainly a drive and a half, and fair play to the Cooke scrum half. Georgia Boyce affected the tackle anyway, despite the brush off. And again, Belvedere just now with possession, looking just to make territory. Rapley takes her turn. Kelly Cross into the midfield, and McAuliffe, one to beat, takes her on, brushes her off, and goes in under the posts. And there it is, the bonus point try. Belvedere make that bonus point try in just the 24th minute. And McAuliffe, once she'd got up a head of steam, well, nothing was going to stop her then. Somebody emptying the recycling. As Emma Kelly lines up this shot in front of the posts. And on this occasion, the kick is successful. The score goes to 24. And 4 tries already in the bag for Belvedere. As I say, 11 players missing from this Belvedere side today, or from the Belvedere squad. Cooke slowly make their way up towards the halfway line again. 25 minutes gone, 24 points to 0 is the score. Well, darkness is slowly starting to take effect. Obviously, it doesn't look that way on your screens. The floodlights well and truly taking effect today. Morton again goes a bit deeper this time, and it's beautifully taken and chipped back in, makes it down to the turf. And a little kick ahead, and that is a fabulous kick for Cooke. Brings them just outside the Belvedere 22, and it just goes to show that Belvedere can't switch off for a moment here. They may be comfortably in the lead, but Cooke will do their absolute best to put more and more pressure onto this Belvedere team if they're given any opportunity at all. Vic O'Mahony, important line out here for Belvedere. Ring again. So often the target for the line-out throws of Belvedere this season. A good drive forwards. Referee deciding that Cooke had pulled that down. Penalty advantage, but will it be needed? As O'Byrne White makes a massive break and is finally downed on the 10-metre line. Kelly gets the ball out though. Tilly makes it out to the right wing. Kate Balance already one try to her name. And again, the forwards driving down the middle of the pitch. Hannah Rapley dragging in defenders. And on this occasion, referee deciding the ball not released. And Cooke got a chance again to get further out of their 22. Morton's main job has been kicking for touch from these penalties. And another good kick. Finds the safety of the sidelines, and Cooke will have the throw into the line out. Ring gets a hand to it, slaps it. Scrum half gets it away. nicely driven until Rutley puts an end to that, brings the ball carrier down to ground, comes back on the Cooke side. They're probing, looking for a gap down that blind side, but instead the ball has been lost, and O'Byrne White again instrumental. And carelessness from Belvedere means that Cooke come through with the ball, a little chip ahead, it finds turf, and again the kick finding the sideline. Nice little kick above for players to run onto. It's bounced into the sideline. Belvedere will have the line out. The referee calling time off at the half-hour mark. He's going back just to inspect. The attention being given to one of the Cooke players. Full day of fixtures in the AIL First Division, except for Railway and Galwegians. Galwegians having to give a walk over there, not making the journey up to Park Avenue. UL Bows, who are second place in the league, they're playing fifth place Wicklow today. Wicklow, one of the revelations of this division this season. Third place Blackrock, well, they have Ballincollig today. And then the final game, of course, Suttonians playing Tullow. A vital game down towards the nether regions of the division there. So the top four, Railway will be getting, I suspect, a bonus point win from their walkover, and that will do nothing for the chasing pack to try and get back. Referee happy now. Time continues to roll on our clock, so you expect that to go well into the red at the end of this first half. As Ring takes another one in the middle of the line out, ball across the back line again, shoveled across but shoveled into difficulty. It's only quick moving feet of Vanessa Holland that kept her out of trouble there. Knock on in the back line. It wasn't the easiest of passes to take, and it gives Cooke, well, what is their best attacking position so far, right in the middle of the pitch on the 22. You get some idea of the darkness out there now on the back pitch. You can see just how dark it is. There's in fact somebody out there training away. You can see just under the score, under the Cooke and under the time. Georgia Boyce, the Cooke scrum half, charged with looking after this. Just 7 in the scrum now for Cooke, making what was a difficult shot before almost impossible, and the ball has come back on the Belvedere side. The age of Belvedere, well, overpowered the age of Cooke, so with just 7 Cooke in the scrum, Kelly again getting past 3 or 4 defenders before being brought to ground. Vic O'Mahony with the nice little slip pass, and again player making it through, and then a loose boot from Cooke. The referee deciding there had been a forward pass. And another scrum down to Cooke. I have to say, when I was here this morning, when the rain was falling, I thought there'd be a lot more handling errors. But things have dried up here at Ollie Campbell Park, Anglesey Road. So much rugby going on at the moment, as well as the AIL, men and women. Six Nations, Celtic Challenge, Rugby all over the place in the Northern Hemisphere at the moment. Cooke again trying to get that ball out of the scrum and they can't, and Belvedere just really rolled over the top of them. That was power all in. And now the referee just want medical attention. He stops his clock. And Leslie Ring calls in her troops. Small discussion over how things have gone, and let's be honest, they have gone very well for Belvedere so far. 4 tries to the good, 2 conversions. And now the referee calling in Leslie Ring. I don't know how your lip reading is, but it does appear that he's not giving out too much. More a clarification, I think, than anything else. Some discussion going on between captain and players. Player still receiving medical attention. The referee puts time back on and awards that penalty to Belvedere once more. And those in the bibs come running to the sideline. And those in the playing gear get ready to restart again as Kelly finds touch. Well, one thing of note here today, Cooke, well, they supplied a team sheet for the first 15, but no names on the substitutes bench, and I'm not sure whether that's because there are no substitutes, or they just weren't aware who they were when they put the side in. Vic O'Mahony then, right in front of our cameras. And Leslie Ring at the front of the line out, and again, she's the one who takes it in. Nice drive. Ring moving backwards at the rate of knots as Vic O'Mahony decides to pick and go. Takes the tackle. And Mulcahy again driving forward. How many yards she's made today. Gaffney out to Ring. Passed on to the backs. Through the hands nice and cleanly. And Hullon dragged down. Just 10 metres short. Good competition. It looks like Cooke may have somehow got that ball out. And a loud blast from the referee saying somebody illegally trying to grab the ball off the ground. And Morton again safely makes touch. Well, just a couple of minutes, I'd say about 5 minutes to go to half time now. Belvedere playing from right to left. Well, they've done everything they needed to so far. When they've made a break, they've made it count. 4 tries to the good. Oh, nearly an intercept there. Katie Lade came bursting through and nearly got onto the ball, but instead it goes across the Cooke line. They make some ground. Look again, the pass out of the back. Well read by Belvedere. No gaps appearing there. Nicely driven forward. Ella Garland doing a good job. Might be finding it tough in the scrums, but in the loose, doing well. Stacey Sloan, she's well held. Dragged to ground. A little small grubber kick through, and it's worked out for Cooke well on this occasion. The referee, I think, deciding that that was a little bit of a high tackle, and the officials going to confer as to how high and how bad they thought that tackle was. And we'll wait and see if the ref hands head anywhere near his pocket. He's going across to have a word with somebody on the Belvedere side, talking to Captain Ring. It looks like Hannah Rapley as well. Discussions continuing, and on this occasion the referee, I think, marking that as a last warning. And now the penalty to Cooke inside their own half. Time up on our clock. There's still a minute to go on the stadium clock, but neither of those matter. All that matters at this stage is what the referee decides is left in this half. A bit more medical attention for one of the Cooke players, and that's what's causing the delay at this stage. Third game of rugby here at Ollie Campbell Park today. Earlier on, the Jays were playing, and also the under-20s. The under-20s fell to defeat to Corinthians, but the Jays, they won their game against Tullamore. So 1-1 for Belvedere today here at Ollie Campbell Park. Now the women's first 15, well, they're looking to make that a 2-1 to Belvedere today. This delay taking a bit longer. Referee's gone over to check on the injured player. As I say, not sure how many substitutes, if any, Cooke have brought with them today. Many thanks to all of you who have tuned in for this AIL game today. I'm sure some of our viewers overseas. Always a great way to keep in touch with your club, see how things are going. Referee hasn't blown his whistle for half time yet, but this medical attention taking some time now. We hope that the affected player is okay. He's been down on that wet, damp grass for a while now. Referee has now left the area and is talking to the touch judge. A lot of players just standing around, and one feels that they're going to want to try and stay warm. Temperature certainly dropping as nightfall comes. Belvedere doing exactly the right thing to try and stay warm. A few training exercises. Probably a good idea. Keep the fingers warm. In fact, now Cooke doing the same on their side. Not quite as entertaining as the full game of rugby, but at least there's some movement on the pitch. However, I do have to say that that player still on the ground. A couple of high-vis jackets around her. And as I say, our best wishes go to her and hope she's okay. Well, the referee has decided that that will be half-time. And at half-time, the score is Belvedere 24, Cooke 0. Well, the scoreline might be a bit one-sided, but the play on the field hasn't been as one-sided as the scoreboard. Cooke putting up some valiant resistance, and they've kept Belvedere at bay for quite a while. But with half-time and Belvedere with that bonus point, fourth try already in place, we'll say thank you and we'll take a break. And we will join you for the second half in just a few minutes.
I do indeed. Right here to shoot. Right.
Well, welcome back to Ollie Campbell Park. I have to tell you, it was Stacey Sloan who suffered that injury at the end of the first half. And it appears to be, from our sources, her shoulder. And one suspects that she won't be rejoining her teammates. So it will in fact be interesting to see how many players Cooke have on the field for this second half. In the second half, Cooke will be playing from right to left, as you see. They're the ones wearing the black and white hoops. And Belvedere today, well, they're wearing the black and white solids. Well, both teams are on the pitch. Both teams are in the same half. Belvedere having a last moment, and you'll hear that now. And there it is, the rousing battle call of Belvedere. They flood onto their side of the pitch, and it will be Cooke to kick off this second half. And the referee and the touch judge for the far side make their way along the halfway line. So Cooke's Amanda Morton, all she requires is a ball to play with, and then we can get this second half underway. Whistle goes for the second half, and that kick not very fortunate. Didn't make much ground and ended up back in the Cooke half. And so the scrum on the halfway line called for by the referee. And not an ideal start to the second half for Cooke. Up against it, backs against the wall, 24-0 down. And the initial kickoff, well, it only went a couple of yards before the bounce of a rugby ball. Ensured it ended up back in the Cooke half. Well, Cooke really up against it now. Just 5 backs there as they try with a full scrum. Ball comes out on the right-hand side. Oh, slides through the gap. Looking for support, and the ball dragged into touch. It will be a Belvedere throw. It came off the Cooke player, but that was a lovely, just gliding past the defenders. Was eventually snared and forced towards the touchline, let go of the ball, and it came down as a Belvedere throw just on the 22. Mulcahy at the front of the lineup this time. She gives way as Ring goes up, safely secures the ball, and not being taken at the line out, decided to take on the Cooke defence. And finally, Emma Kelly deciding to tidy up things and make some ground and give Belvedere a platform to attack from again. McAuliffe, well, she's one try to her name, galloping in from 30 metres. And this time, no galloping in, but sets it up as Vic O'Mahony now driving, carrying. Gaffney looking to go wide. The lack of defenders a real problem for Cooke, and that just lets Megan Edwards get in for a second try today and her 17th of the season. (29-0) with the conversion to come and a 5th try. Our producer, Niall Walsh, finds himself on camera duty today. Normally he'd be here beside me. And that's why you're getting these slight delays as I learn to operate the scoreboard on your screen. 5 tries to Belvedere, 2 conversions, and 29-0 is the score. 2 tries to Edwards so far. McAuliffe running in from great distance. And Kate Balance, the other winger, also touching down. Well, Cooke taking their time to come back up to the halfway line for the kick-off. Many thanks to those of you who have tuned in for this game. Hope you're enjoying it. Certainly an opportunity for these players not involved in the Celtic Challenge to catch the eye. Certainly Megan Edwards, O'Byrne White, Balance, Tilley, Kelly, Gaffney. In fact, the entire Belvedere backline certainly have enhanced their prospects, as Anya Rutley, after taking a magnificent catch above her head, makes a good bit of ground, sets the ball up, and Vic O'Mahony finds a gap in the middle of the field, passes the ball on. Unfortunately, Hannah Rapley unable to hang on to it, and it's going left and right, right and left, and the first knock on with Belvedere's, and that will be a scrum down to Cooke. And Vic O'Mahony again making good ground through the middle of the park. And I'm beginning to think these are uncontested scrums. The makeshift scrum that Cooke appear to have at the moment. Contested scrums this half. Ball slowly comes back on the Cooke side. It's picked up by the number 8. Change at number 8, of course, now. Sloane having departed at the end of the first half. And Cooke with a bit of vigour and a bit of drive, making some ground. And again, Enya Hughes it is, trying to take the ball up. It's going to have to be tight from Cooke. They don't have the numbers to go too wide at this stage. And Morton decides that the best thing to do is to look for some open ground, and it's a super kick in behind the defence. Hullon just managing to get the ball back. Find some turf. And Cooke again looking for that kick in front of the back defenders. Belvedere come away with the ball now, and that guy, super dummy, puts her into the clear, and the ball played out. And Leslie Ring, well, she's running it fast enough to reach the line, passes the ball on, and it will be Emma Tilley who touches down closer to the posts, and that's another try for Belvedere. Takes the score to 34. With the kick to come, and that was just a little bit too easy. One feels that fatigue now will start to count against the valiant Cooke rearguard effort. From my counting on the field, they appear to be down 2 players, which when you start the second half down by 4 tries, it does make it very tough. A 6th try for Belvedere. This time Emma Tilley it is.
Come on, let's keep us going. Hands up.
8.5 minutes gone in this second half. You can hear that cheers from the sideline, heads up. And the referee has been called down by his touch judge down towards the line. Some discussion between touch judge and I don't know who that is. The referee's taking advice from. Finally, ref and touch judge making their way back to the middle. Well, one thing for Cooke, you'd have to say, is they have kept at this, even though not the brightest of days for them on the field. But the effort has been there all the way through. Oh, a knock on there. Cooke find themselves with ball in hand inside the Belvedere half, and again, as I say, the effort just keeps coming from Cooke, really looking to do their best. The intercept missed, and now the burst through, and Cooke getting close to the line. They're inside the 22, the pass goes awry and comes out on the Belvedere side, and a super tackle. Molly Marley absolutely dumping the Belvedere player into the sidelines. And it will be a Cooke line out inside the 22 as a result of that. Well, the best passage of play so far for Cooke, the one they looked most dangerous in and the one they got closest to actually recording a score in. And they certainly will be putting pressure on Belvedere now. Again, the physio out on the park. You see on the right-hand side, another shoulder, it appears. Arm, elbow, shoulder. Meanwhile, just on the sidelines, Vanessa Hullen, after that crunching tackle, retakes her place on the park. Well, the referee at the moment visiting more patients than hospital radio. Just checking she's okay. And we'll go again with Cooke in their most promising position during this game. Really will want to get this line out right. They know that Ring is going to be at the front of the line out and doing her best to disrupt it. For whom the bells toll, marking 6 o'clock. And Ring does exactly that. She gets her hand up and in, and the ball comes back on the Belvedere side. And what was the most promising situation for Cooke dissipates into a defensive action from Belvedere. Ball comes out, and Belvedere look for the safety of the sideline, and a super kick making its way over the left winger, Lauren Patton, and bouncing into touch. So it will be Cooke's line out, but now this time they're a good 30-35 yards further back. Cooke Ring again getting a hand in there, doing enough to disrupt it, but it does come back on the Cooke side. Referee decides that there was a knock on there. I think he actually missed the knock on from Ring at the line out, her hand just getting to the ball as it went back on the Cooke side. But instead Belvedere coming away with the scrum. A little bit easier for the forwards now with these uncontested scrums. Slowly back. Donnelly now playing out half for Belvedere. Emma Kelly having gone to the sidelines. And Belvedere driving forward, driving into the Cooke half. Gaffney out, Doran across the line, another substitute. Vic O'Mahony, Katie Lade, and the ball goes to Vanessa Hallon, and she's only got one player to beat, and a push in the back isn't going to be enough, and she gets in for a try. 7th try for Belvedere, takes the score to 39, and one feels that the Cooke players starting to run out of steam now. It's been a tough afternoon for them, and now playing with a lot less. And the lack of substitutions, the lack of the bench really counting against them now. Seven tries to the good. Tough conversion here. And it will be Emma Kelly who remains on the park, despite what I thought. Ollie Donnelly has come on. I haven't seen who she's come on for. Kick goes across the front of the post, doesn't quite have the distance or the direction. And the score remains 39 to Belvedere, and Cooke yet to break their duck. 7 tries we've seen from Belvedere, but one has to really look to Cooke and the spirit they've shown here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12. This one bounces and finds its way into touch, and that's a fine kick-off from Cooke. That's what they want. It'll be down into Belvedere territory. Mulcahy adding to her list of duties and responsibilities. Oh dear. It certainly went down the middle. I didn't expect down to be the word. It was a bit lower than Mulcahy would have wanted. But the ball does come back on the Belvedere side. Rutley now driving up into midfield, taking on 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders. Which, when you have only 12 or 13 on the pitch, well, that leaves you short elsewhere. Well left. Oh, knocked on. Tilly and Edwards not quite combining properly, and it will be an uncontested scrum on the 10-metre line with a Cooke put in. Referee bringing both packs into a more secure bit of footing. I'm not sure it matters too much when you've uncontested scrums. Just 3 backs across the field for Cooke now. Georgia Boyce puts in, picked up at the back, driving from the back of the scrum until a good tackle driving, and this is Cooke's best efforts now. Until Morton puts a little kick into some open space. The winger comes across, but it's the Belvedere winger, Edwards. She rounds a couple of players, goes past another, outpacing two more, and just the fullback to beat, and a super covering tackle. Great work from the Cooke player, getting back there. And Hullon just with a run into the line now, see off the defenders, and that is an 8th try, another one for Hullon, her second of the day, and that takes Belvedere into the 40s. Eight tries, 44 points, conversion to come. Emma Kelly again with another opportunity. 4 tries in each half, 2 conversions in the first half, and that's brought us up to 44 points. An hour gone on our clock. I suspect it's a few minutes to go for the hour on the referees. Oh, just off the crossbar post this time for Kelly. Another conversion missed. Well, it doesn't really matter in the context of the game. Belvedere have their bonus point for 4 tries. And with the score at 44-0, and Cooke with what appears to be 12 players on the field, one feels the result, at the very least, has been decided at this stage with 20 minutes to go. Understandably, Cooke taking their time to come back up to the halfway line. Probably trying to suck in as much oxygen as possible. It's got to be quite sapping out there. The ground, well, if not class soft, it's certainly good to soft. The referee trying to dispose of one of the balls off the field. It's Cooke just making the 10 metres. But Ollie Rutley, well, how many times have we seen Ollie Rutley, well, all over the park, always busy. On this occasion, the referee calling for a knock-on, and it'll be an uncontested scrum right in front of us here in the Tony O'Reilly room. Oh no, the Tony O'Reilly room's the one down the end, isn't it? The International Bar. Many thanks to our cameraman, producer, director, Niall Walsh, for providing us with these pictures today. And we're glad that you have chosen the delights of Old Belvedere and Cooke over, well, the delights of Twickenham and the visit of the French. It's picked up again at the back of the line out by Megan Simpson. Uncontested scrum again. The ball goes out, a bit more open this time. Belvedere swarming the attack. And lined up ready for them again. Simpson again trying to drive, gets to ground. Ball comes back on the Cooke side. They haven't had too much possession. They'd love to show what they can do with it. Suddenly one good run brings them 10 metres. Super crushing team tackle, putting the player back onto the 10-metre line. And Simpson again looking. So tough for Cooke at this stage, knowing that they're outnumbered And they've kicked down the field, and the bounce of the rugby ball, and it lands straight into the Cooke player. And they're driving again. Mulcahy getting in there to try and disrupt or slow down the play. And this time Garland driving. Well, looking to see where to go. Goes down the blind side. But it's taken away by Belvedere, and a kick down the field. Makes it into touch.
I want you guys heading every rack. Don't ice it, hit it. Two people heading the rack.
Well, the ball going straight into touch. The referee deciding there'd been another infringement. And we find ourselves with another scrum. This time just inside the Belvedere 22. Touch judge checks his time. Says 24 minutes on the stadium clock. So 65 minutes on our clock. And once again, attention for one of the Cooke players this time. Anna Garland decides she's okay to continue. Oh, looking for the ball inside, no look pass, and it's picked off by Amanda Morton. Well, it's left and right and left here. Georgia Erin Foley bringing the ball out for Belvedere. Rutley looking to take on defenders. She's brought three into her there. The ball shuffled out until Katie Lade decides to run straight and keep going and keep going. Makes it into the Cooke half, a run of 20 odd yards. And the ball comes back out to the backs, and there's a lack of numbers here. Tilly going down the sidelines, cuts back inside. Nice tackle from Cooke. Brings that to an end, but now it's being spread wide the other way. Ring taking it into contact. Lack of numbers for Cooke on that side. Well, when you start with a lack of numbers anyway. Lovely pass from Rutley there. As Elise O'Byrne White drives into the Cooke defence once more. Comes out the Corliff. One try to a name already. Mulcahy. The ball is there. Gaffney across the back line. One more pass from Ring. She's and on this occasion O'Byrne White spilling the pass, and the simplest of chances, and Cooke have a chance to clear their lines. Kick straight down the park, and Tilly, well, she has the pace to take on the defender, but on this occasion, well, super play from the defender. Tilly not held, was able to release the ball, pick it up again and go again. And they're deep inside the 22 now. And one broken tackle, and that sees Mulcahy go in under the posts. A fifth try this half, a ninth try in total, and that brings up the 49 points with a conversion in front of the post to come. The valiant defence from Cooke finally overcome as Mulcahy slipped one tackle and found herself in under the posts. Well, it's been a good performance from Belvedere. to see what's in front of you. And they've done the right thing. They've been dragging defenders in and then putting the ball out the back line. And it only takes one missed tackle. And suddenly Belvedere are flooding through the gaps. Well, a couple of Cooke players down, being attended to one by one. They're being patched up and sent back up to the halfway line. Morton about to kick off for the 10th time today. Players limping all over the place now. It's been a long, combative game for Cooke. We've had uncontested scrums this second half. Cooke, well, they're down in the number of players they have. And with just 10 minutes to go on the clock, so Amanda Morton will be looking probably to go long this time, and does indeed, and it's taken by Rutley. How often she finds herself exactly where the ball's going to land, reading the game very well today, and the ball goes across the Belvedere backline until McAuliffe decides it's time to go into contact. The ball is shipped on, and the referee has called them up for crossing and a penalty to Cooke. Another good kick from Morton. She's done very well with the penalty opportunities she's had. Always making touch, always making ground. One would have liked to have seen a full Cooke backline and see what they could do with a bit of possession. Forwards have certainly kept going all game. Ring just too far forward in the line out to be able to influence that one. It comes back on the Cooke side. Drive again. Anya Hughes is pushed backwards but retains possession. Looking for the gap, trying to draw the defender and put Morton through a gap. Wasn't to be on this occasion, but again, driving forwards. Few phases put together by Cooke here, and they've looked to go around the outside, and it's taken the two Belvedere centres to bundle her into touch. And good work from Tilly and O'Byrne White. We're into the last 10 minutes of this AIL Division 1 game. Captain Ring driving up again, clean ball, drawing and giving. Emma Tilley deciding not enough room there. Surrounded by 4 Cooke players. And they're trying to drag her, and the ball has been... Referee in touch judge to have a word. Illegal play allowing them to take that ball on. A long and detailed explanation to the referee as to why that penalty had been given, and I suspect it was because of around the neck and just being warned, don't do it again. High tackle it is. Belvedere deciding against a set piece and just trying to spread it around the field, trying to lengthen the distance Cooke have to travel. Another high tackle perhaps giving advantage as Gaffney takes on 3-4 defenders, finds a gap, ball comes out, crabbing across the field, but a beautiful chicken wing pass allows Mulcahy to get in, and that's another try, 10th try of the day. It's the half century of points for Belvedere. It's a well-deserved win for Belvedere, but Cooke shouldn't be too downhearted. Plenty of them to work on here. And as I say, you certainly can't criticise their spirit. Well, the 8th of February. For a moment, I thought that Blackrock were 17 points up against Ballincollig, but then realised that that's the time of kick-off. Another attempt at a conversion. On this occasion, it comes off the crossbar. Well, she only needs to hit the left-hand post and she'll have the full set. Still, 10 tries. 4 in the first half, 6 in the second. And those 2 conversions in the first half. A little bit of bench clearing, I feel, for Belvedere now as we enter into the last 5 minutes or so of this game. And it's Captain Leslie Ring who is slowly hobbling her way to the sideline. But she can be happy with her side's work today. 10 tries and a half century of points. Good long kick-off from Cooke, finds them in the Belvo 22. Referee allowing a contest for the ball. Comes back on the Cooke side. Hughes again, driving into the middle of the Belvedere defence. Cooke's endeavour continuous, keeping Belvedere on their toes. Penalty advantage to Cooke. And they keep driving. You can see the 5 defenders. A little attempt at a grubber kick through. Doesn't work out. Comes back on the Cooke side. Is picked up. And they start again. And the referee deciding no advantage. There was a high tackle in there. And Cooke will immediately look to tap and go. Some debate amongst the Cooke players as to how to approach this one. And Cooke decide to take the kick for goal. Obviously the thought is amongst the Cooke leadership group, better to get something on the board. Well, Morton it is, who looks to break Cooke's duck in this, the final few moments of this game. She gets the 3 points. The referee calls an end to the game, 80 minutes on the board. And what a game that was. It had everything. There was endeavour from Cooke. They finally get on the board with 3 points. But Belvedere with 10 tries, 2 conversions, and a total of 54 points. A comprehensive win, and it looks easier on the board than perhaps it was on the park. So, I'd like to thank you for joining us today for this game. Next weekend sees the Old Belvedere women travelling down to Wicklow, and they'll be playing Wicklow, who currently are just one place behind them. Wicklow, who have been playing UL Bows today, so we'll see how they got on. But a tough day for Cooke, but well done to them. Thank you very much for the entertainment they provided, and certainly for their efforts on the field. Thank you very much to our match officials, without whom none of this could ever take place. And Belvedere doing the right thing and not keeping Cooke waiting too long with the tunnel, but immediately getting through. Both sides will do their warm down now. So, we hope if you can't make it to Wicklow next week, that you'll join us for their next home game, and we will see you at that stage. Thank you very much for joining us today. And once again, I'd love to thank Niall Walsh and my name, Craig Senior. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you again soon here at Ollie Campbell Park. We'll leave you with the pictures of Mr. Niall Walsh.